Okay, hello everyone. This is Carol Abu Rashid from the US Water Partnership. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us during this webinar about innovative water technologies for international development. As you know, this is an important topic for different sectors, and I'm pleased that we had a high number of registrants, 117, and now I see people logging in constantly. Thanks for taking the time for joining us, and thanks so much for the panelists for also taking the time to share their expertise with us. The webinar is being recorded and will be posted on YouTube, as you might know, and please feel free to write your question at any time in the question box on the right-hand side, and we will address all of those questions at the end. And the webinar will be for around an hour. And then if you have additional questions, please feel free to email them afterwards. So NGOs are often approached by startup businesses and the private sector in general about innovative water technologies. And many of those novel technologies are piloted in the developing world. And they meet the need of communities. But there are challenges, as you know. So what technology do we select as NGO, and how do we successfully scale up as private sector? During this webinar, we will discuss the challenges of this process, and we will learn about the support provided by UNICEF and the Water Council to the development and deployment of innovative water technologies. Also, we will share experiences from the private sector. So we have CORNCOB, PNA Technologies, and Mountain Safety Research, or MSR, from the private sector. And we're lucky to have 5 panelists. Usually we have 3. And I'm going to start by introducing them. So we have Jessica, who is the Innovation Project Consultant in Water and Sanitation at UNICEF. Karen, who is the Vice President of Business Development at the Water Council. Douglas, who is the Founder and President of Pro Equipment and CORNCOB. Ed, who's the founder and president of PNA Technologies. And last but not least, Patrick, who is the business development manager for global health at MSR. So I'm going to turn it over to Jessica, who is the innovation project consultant in water and sanitation at UNICEF. Jessica focuses on driving development of product innovations in water and sanitation, and on building internal processes for innovation within the organization. She will present about UNICEF approach to driving innovation for new water projects.
Hi, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. Thanks very much, Carol, for the introduction, and thanks to the U.S. Water Partnership for the invitation to join today. Very excited to share some of our work and also hear what other colleagues in the space are working on. I will just give a little bit of background about our process, as Karen mentioned, for product innovation at UNICEF, and I'll, at the end, highlight a couple of projects that we're working on currently that I think might be interesting for all of you. So just to quickly introduce myself, I've been with UNICEF for about 3 years, and I'm currently focusing, as Carol mentioned, I'm focusing on trying to identify needs from UNICEF country programs for new technology in the water and sanitation space, either to meet sort of ongoing development programs or in an emergency response context. We go to the next slide, please. So many of you know about UNICEF, and so I won't spend too much time giving background on that, but I did want to touch just on how innovation works within the organization, because it's quite a big organization and there's a lot of different sort of programs related to innovation going on, and sometimes some confusion about what innovation means. Of course, it's always vague, and there's always a lot of definitions, but for us, we have a couple of different offices. We have a team in New York that focuses on primarily mobile technology, real-time data collection, big data, things like that. And my team is actually part of the supply division innovation team, which you'll see at the bottom of that slide. And our team is specifically focused on products. So physical products, things we like to say that you can pick up and throw.
I'm going to turn it over to Douglas, who is the president of Pro Equipment and CORNCOB, and who has 30 years of experience in water and wastewater industry. He will share their company's effort to launch their innovative water treatment system into developing overseas markets. So I'll turn it over to you, Doug.
Yeah, I'm here. Next slide, please.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity. Over here, I would just would like to invite everybody on the call to join us and change water, change lives. It looks like this. The water would come from the top, and on its way down to the bottom, it will be concentrated. The water content will be extracted through the membrane into the disk, which is collected into the center shaft and flow towards the right and eventually exit through a hollow shaft on the right, where you can see a couple of valves. Next. So this is a demonstration unit that we have going around testing on different applications. The control panel on the left, it's fully automated, and the HMI, which is the interface, go to iPad or pad that can be used for monitoring and operating the unit. This is demonstrating at a refinery wastewater. And we have put this into a shipping container, and Ed is going to join me and elaborate from here.
Thank you, Doug. Again, I'm Ed Pinelli, working as a global commerce consultant and water technology consultant. So, next slide. So what we've done with this solution, and we're calling it a turnkey solution, in that what you're looking at above is the existing method of treating wastewater and trying to get it into potable form. What we're doing with CORNCOB, and you see the containerized version, which really illustrates the compact nature of our system, is that turnkey means you can connect a pipe with raw sewage or any water source directly to the CORNCOB system intake and start producing potable water in a 10-minute cycle time. So you can see the traditional system takes a lot of square footage, and what we've been able to do at the request of our dealer network is that we are able to deploy this either in the mobile unit, which you just saw in the previous slide, or in a permanent configuration. And what the CORNCOB system does, and what's unique about our technology, is that we're able to deliver drinkable water in a compact design at 30% less capital investment and in nearly half the per gallon operating cost of the current traditional systems. Next slide. So we've already taken the product to market. We've partnered with our distribution company called EL Industries International, which provides environmental and emergency equipment to local and national governments through a global dealer network. Now, what's unique about our solution and those of you already involved in providing support in these developing countries is because we have these dealer networks who are currently working with the local governments, they're also going to be able to provide that all-important after installation service support. And these dealers in Egypt, China, Mexico, and Peru, for example, have already started asking for quotes for the mobile version, which is available in a 20-foot or a 40-foot ISO container. And these dealers who are working with the local government, for example, our dealer is Tetra in Egypt, and they work closely with GOSD. Grupo GA in Mexico does business with Conagua. So we're introducing our product through a network of dealers that already have close ties with those local governments, and which now you can work with to really make a difference in solving the water crisis. Next slide. So, when we talk about access to clean water, CORNCOB 2 is ready.
Sorry, we lost you at the last couple of words.
Okay, sorry. CORNCOB 2 is ready to provide this breakthrough solution to start making a dent in solving this water crisis, which we're all, called to solve. Next slide. So again, now we have a breakthrough solution that comes with the all necessary support at the local level with dealers who already have established relationships with the government you work with, and we can provide these solutions at significantly less capital investment, significantly less footprint for the solution, and what's really impressive is that we can deliver a gallon of water, of potable water, at half the cost of current systems. Doug, next slide.
Yeah. So in the journey of changing water, changing life, which is actually why we are all here today, it's a big job, and we have gotten actually great support and mentorship from the Water Council. Along the way, we are in Blue program, the accelerator. We wouldn't be here if we are not getting help from the Water Council. There are many aspects of benefits that we receive, including experts, networking opportunities, such as today is a live example to be able to connect with everyone here. That is through this network. And training, we have actually gone through growth well, lean customer development, business canvas, presentation training. There are a lot of training that we have received in the past 1.5 years. And it's greatly accelerated us into the business world. And with Blue, we have office space, and of course, events we attend all the time. And there are a lot of resources, such as Karen and the member. There are just plenty from the 400, 500 some membership that we can tap into. So with that, it's been great. I want to thank you, the Water Council. Thank you, Karen. And thank you, Carol, for the opportunity today.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's very interesting. Thanks, Doug and Ed. It's very interesting to know about the technology. It seems fascinating. I would love to know more about it. And it's good to know about the support provided by the Water Council in these details. Ed and Doug, I mean, I'm curious about like the cost of this innovative technology that you guys talked about. So how much, what is the capital cost?
Are we talking
Doug?
about CORNCOB?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It varies depending on the size, and it can be as low as $1 per gallon per day capacity, or it can be as high as $10, $20 per gallon per day capacity. Gallon per day capacity means it will be able to produce 1,440 gallons per day for $1 of capital investment. So that is the biggest model that's of ours that's going to offer.
So we've had a consulting company do analysis of CORNCOB versus a equivalent MBR system. So if you're familiar with that, we're probably 30% less total capital investment and significantly easier on the installation and operation.
Okay, thank you. And thanks all, thanks for the presenters for your time and for sharing your expertise with us. The presentations were very interesting and informative. And thank you for thanks for the attendees for taking the time to join us today. And if you have additional questions, please feel free to email me, and I'll be sending the recording and the slides. I wish you a great day or evening, depending on your location. Thanks a lot.